Hello, all you esteemed audience of Astro AWANI out there. Welcome to the fifth installment of Start the Week. This week, we will look at what happened over the weekend, and most of us will be emerging from the weekend with the song, with this particular brand of music at the backs of our mind. Di sini satu cinta timbulnya
lahirnya sebuah cinta.
Thank you very much, Ranjit. So it affected him more than me. Can you give us a burst of the song?
No, I
if
can't.
You can?
No, I can't. I only know the.
Never mind.
Because I saw it flashing.
So it became an issue because the Penang state government, when all of us were celebrating Merdeka, they decided to make an issue surface when their private voluntary force came under the scrutiny of the law, and it was decided that what they formed, a private security initiative, was illegal, and the police took action. But the Penang government has said they would take the directive of the courts to establish whether the PPS, as its acronym in Bahasa is called, is legal or not. So we emerged from the Merdeka celebration all patriotic and singing Di Sini Lahirnya Sebuah Cinta. Some of the members of the PPS had to spend some time in the police with the police in Penang, answering some questions about their very existence. We can also look forward to the arrival of the Australian PM this weekend, on Saturday in fact. Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott will be coming to Malaysia, and he would be coming for one good reason, and that's the ongoing search for MH370. And we have learned that the plane actually has landed somewhere further south than its original, where it was originally thought to have landed, and sunk underneath the Indian Ocean, which brings us nicely into the airline MAS. And this is where our copy editor Ranjit comes in. Ranjit, I have in my hand these two batteries. Okay, if I point this to you, what comes to mind immediately?
Power.
Power, wow, that's good. But really, it's the size of batteries that count.
Okay.
It's a AA battery. And AA is what has been prescribed to turn MAS around by some politicians. AA because it's AA. A for Ara, A for Aurat. And I think by now you would have realized that some politicians have made the connection between MAS being non-kosher as the reason for its predicament. But you know, and I know that MAS had spent 7 billion in the past for its restructuring, and now it's going to spend another 6 billion. Is it going to be another 6 billion down the drain, Ranjit?
Okay. The restructuring, the general overview was given by Khazanah's managing director on Friday, Tan Sri Azman Mokhtar. But then again, to give him the benefit of the doubt, he has not gone into the specifics. He said that he will leave the specifics to MAS, because one area that needs to be really looked upon is the route rationalization of MAS, and he did not discuss on that. But then again, MAS has taken the bull by the horns this time, because it has addressed the issue of its bloated staff, which has been ongoing for a long time. So he had made known during the press conference that that Khazanah, being the substantial shareholder of MAS, will lay off 30% of the staff force, which is about 6,000 people will be laid off by MAS. But then again, given all these plans at the moment, and given the intellectual ability that there is at Khazanah, and they have succeeded in many turnarounds, but we also have to be aware of the fact that the aviation industry is a very tough industry. Most of the airlines in Asia are making losses. And given that MAS has been successful in increasing its load factor, but then again its yields have been coming down, so that it needs to address the issue. So that there is, if you're filling up planes, the logic is that you make more money, but that is not the case. So there are a lot of hidden constraints that MAS has to work around.
6 billion, is it a price that the Khazanah has said and the Prime Minister has said it's not going to be a bailout. It's going to be 6 billion, where the people who raise the money will get returns. Do you think after squandering 7 billion down the drain, this is going to be a different story?
I think they didn't squander the money. They actually tried very hard, but there were so many linking factors that pulled MAS down. I think we all know that the unions were a major problem. They could not have the two-way communication between management and unions was not there, and to give some credit to Khazanah, this time around they have tackled the issue which is bloated staff. Because if you compare MAS with airlines its size, its revenue per employee is among the lowest. So given that this time they are going to tackle the problem, the staff, so they have to look at other factors like route rationalization, and also contracts which have been signed. There is like the contract with Brahim Catering. You don't sign a contract for 25 years. That is something that is not beneficial. That's why among the 12 points that were raised by Tan Sri Azman Mokhtar one is to enhance industrial relations, and also the enacting of the MAS Act, which allow them to relook at unfavorable contracts to MAS.
Be that as you may, I must take this opportunity to retract my statement by using the word squandered. 7 million was spent the first time round. So let's be fair to everybody. Maybe squander was a bit unfair.
Too powerful because of the batteries.
Yes. So yes, basically maybe I was overpowered by this AA solution.
Yeah.
Okay, we move on to the final segment, which is sports. Over the weekend, our badminton hope, well, maybe he would have done better with the AA power, but he missed the title by 21-19, 21-19, but it was a good fight, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I watched the game. I really thought that he would win, but
at 31 and his opponent is 24-25, can we say this is the last opportunity for us ever winning that coveted singles title? Because I don't see anyone rising up through the ranks.
Yeah, but to be fair to him, actually he had beaten, I think, Chen Long 9-8. The score between them stood at 9-8. So now it's even Steven 9-9. So I think the guy Lee Chong Wei is in very good physique and state and all that. So I think he still has got a few years of good badminton in him.
To those who are not too enamored with sports, what we were discussing was, of course, the singles title, which escaped the grasp of Lee Chong Wei, Datuk Lee Chong Wei. Had he won it, then we would have the perfect Merdeka prize for everybody. So thank you everyone for viewing into this edition of Start the Week. We'll meet again next week.